pretty maid, oh, won't prepare ye these floral trinkets extraordinary.
Do all you maidens love them?
Passionately!
These gondoliers are to be envied greatly.
But what of us, who one and all adore you, have pity on our passion, we implore you.
These gentlemen must make their choice before you. In the meantime, we tacitly ignore you. When they have chosen two that leaves you pretty, 2 dozen quid, and we are 4 till they enjoy. Oh, don't you find any day?
With pleasure, nobody can tradition taste. For the various fellas are we.
Cha-lang, 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 cha-la-la-la-la, cha-la-la-la.
That fly on the emerald sea.
Cha-lang, 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 cha-la-la-la-la, cha-la-la-la.
With loving and laughing and quipping and quaffing, we're happy as happy can be.
Cha-la.
With loving and laughing and quipping and quaffing, we're happy as happy can be. With sorrow, with nothing to do.
Cha-lang, 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 cha-la-la-la-la.
shimmering blue. And jealousy yellow, unfortunate fellow, we drown in the shimmering blue.
Buongiorno, signorine.
Gondolieri, carissimi, siamo contadine.
Savitori umilissimi, e chi questi fiori bellissimi.
E voi, signori, oh eccellentissimi.
Oh ciel, oh ciel,
Buongiorno, cavalieri.
siamo gondolieri, signorina, io t'amo.
Contadine siamo,
Signorine,
contadine, cavalieri.
gondolieri, poveri gondolieri, poveri gondolieri. Buongiorno, signorine.
Gondolieri, carissimi, siamo contadine.
Servitori umilissimi, servitori questi fiori bellissimi. Servitori,
Signori, oh eccellentissimi.
signorine,
Contadine, cavalieri.
gondolieri. Buongiorno, signorine. We're called gondolieri, but that's all but Gary. It's quite honorary, the trade that we ply. For gallantry noted, since we were short-coated, to beauty devoted, our Seppi and I. When morning is breaking, our couch is forsaking, to greet their awaking with carols we come. At summer days nooning, when weary like morning, our mandolins tuning we lazily drumming, our mandolins tuning we lazily drum. Our mandolins tuning we lazily drum. La 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 la. When bells are ringing, to hope ever clinging, with songs of our singing, our vigil we keep. When daylight is fading, and wrapped in light shading, with soft serenading, we sing them to sleep. With soft serenading, sing them to sleep. Gondolieri, gondolieri, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la. Gondolieri, gondolieri, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la.
And now to choose a bride.
As all are young and fair and amiable besides, we really do not care, our preference to declare.
A bias to disclose would be indelicate.
And therefore we propose to let impartial fate select for us a mate.
A bias to disclose would be indelicate.
But how do they propose to let impartial fate select for them a mate?
These handkerchiefs upon our eyes be good enough to bind.
And take good care that both of us are absolutely blind.
When time is round and we with all convenience dispatch will undertake to marry any two of you we catch.
They undertake to marry any two of us they catch.
Are you peeping? Can you see me?
Dark and keeping, dark and
If
dreaming.
you're blinded, truly say so.
All right-minded players play so.
Conduct shady, they are cheating, surely they deserve a beating. This too much is made in smoking conduct such as truly shocking. You can smile and shut your eyes. You can smile and shut your eyes. You may justify a heiser.
You can teach us those that reason, you can teach us those that reason, nothing to know that you teach us, nothing to know that they teach us.
Like the bar, he keeps 3 horses, black and white and dappled racer. Turn 3 times and take your courses. Catch whichever girl you may, sir.
My papa, he keeps 3 horses, black and white and dappled racer. Turn 3 times and take your courses, catch whichever girl you may, sir. My papa, he keeps 3 horses, black and white and dappled racer.
I that led the chief to capture, this is Tessa. Rapture, rapture,
Rapture, rapture.
Oh, me, Janet, a fate has granted. Just the very girl I wanted.
Just the very girl he wanted.
if you'd rather change.
My court guest, this indeed is simple goodness.
I've no preference whatever.
Listen to him. Well, I never. Like your gallant Gondoliers, he has set an ovation. It is scarcely necessary for a preservation. Each of us to prove a treasure, conjugal and monetary.
Spanish shore. The Duke of Plaza Tor.
And his grace is Duchess true.
And his grace is daughter too.
And his grace is private drum. To Venetia shores have come. To Venetia's shores have come.
And if ever they go back to Spain, they will never go to sea again. They will never go to sea again.
Neither that grandee from the Spanish shore, or the noble Duke of Plaza Tor.
Nor his grace is Duchess staunch and true.
Who may add his grace is daughter too.
Nor his grace is on particular drum. To Venetia's shores will come. To Venetia's shores will come.
If ever they go back to Spain, they will never go to sea again. They will never go to sea again.
They will never go to sea again. At last, we have arrived at our destination. That is the Ducal Palace, and it is there that the Grand Inquisitor resides. As a Castilian Hidalgo of 95 quarterings, I regret that I am unable to pay my state visit on a horse. As a Castilian Hidalgo of that description, I should have preferred to ride through the streets of Venice. But owing, I presume, to an unusually wet season, the streets are in such a condition that equestrian exercise is impracticable. No matter. Where is our suite?
Your Grace, I am here.
Why do you not do yourself the honour to kneel when you address his grace?
My love, it is so small a matter. Still, you may as well do it.
The young man seems to entertain an imperfect appreciation of the respect due from a menial to a Castilian Hidalgo.
My child, you are hard upon our suite.
Papa, I have no patience with the presumptions of persons in his plebeian position. If he does not appreciate that position, let him be whipped until he does.
Let us hope the omission was not intended as a slight. I should be much hurt if I thought it was. So would he. Where are the halberdiers who would have had the honour of meeting us here, that our visit to the Grand Inquisitor might be made in becoming state?
Your Grace, the halberdiers are mercenary people who stipulated for a trifle on account.
How tiresome. Well, let us hope the Grand Inquisitor is a blind gentleman.
The Grand Inquisitor, a Venetian blind.
Oh, really, Mother?
And the band would have had the honour of escorting us. I see no band.
Your Grace, the band are sordid persons who require to be paid in advance.
That's so like a band.
Insufferable difficulties meet me at every turn.
But surely they know his grace.
Exactly, they know his Grace.
Well, let us hope the Grand Inquisitor is a deaf gentleman. A cornea piston would be something. You don't happen to possess the accomplishment of tootling like a cornea piston.
Alas, no, Your Grace, but I can imitate a farmyard.
Oh, very well, let's have it then. Not bad, but I don't see how that would help us. I don't see how we could bring it in.
It would not help us in the least. We're not a parcel of graziers come to market dolls.
Oh, my love, our sweet feelings. Be so good as to ring the bell and inform the Grand Inquisitor that the Duke of Plaza Toro, Count Matadoro, Baron Picadoro,
And
sweet have arrived in
Venice.
Venice and seek
Desires.
Demand.
an audience.
Your Grace has but to command.
I felt sure of it. And now, my love, shall we tell her?
No, you.
No, you.
You.
Me. Now, my love, prepare yourself for a magnificent surprise. It is my agreeable duty to reveal to you a secret which should make you the happiest young lady in Venice.
A secret?
A secret which, for state reasons, it has been necessary to preserve for 20 years.
When you were a prattling babe of,
6 months.
6 months old, you were married by proxy to no less a personage than the infant son of His Majesty, the King of Barataria.
Married to the infant son of the King of Barataria? Was I consulted?
No.
Then it was a most unpardonable liberty.
Oh, consider his extreme youth and forgive him. Now, shortly after the ceremony, that misguided monarch abandoned the creed of his forefathers and became an independent Methodist. Oh, of the most abstemious type. The Grand Inquisitor determined that the innovation of prohibition should not be perpetuated in Barataria, caused your smiling and unconscious husband to be stolen and conveyed to Venice. A fortnight since, that Methodist monarch and all his teetotal court were killed in an insurrection, and we are here to ascertain the whereabouts of your husband and to hail your daughter as Her Majesty, the reigning Queen of Barataria.
Your Majesty.
It is at such moments as these that one feels how necessary it is to travel with a full band.
I, the Queen of Barataria, but have nothing to wear. We're practically penniless.
That point has not escaped me. Although I am unhappily in straitened circumstances at present, my social influence is something enormous, and a company to be called the Duke of Plaza Toro Limited is in course of formation to work me. An influential directorate has been secured, and I shall myself join the board after allotment.
Am I to understand that the Queen of Barataria may be called upon at any time to witness her honoured sire in the process of liquidation?
The speculation is not exempt from that drawback. If your father should stop, it would of course be necessary to wind him up.
But it's so undignified, it's so degrading. A grandee of Spain turned into a public limited company. Such a thing was never heard of.
Child, the Duke of Plaza Toro doesn't follow fashions, he leads them. He always leads everybody.
Everybody?
Well, nearly everybody. When he was in the army, he led his regiment. Occasionally led them into action. He invariably led them out of it. In enterprise of martial kind, when there was any fighting, he left his regiment from behind. He found it less exciting. But when nobody his regiment ran, his place was at the Polo. A man celebrated, cultivated, underrated nobleman, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
In the first and foremost fight, you always on the night, a celebrated, cultivated, underrated nobleman, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
Evade destructions and to hide the or proceeded. No soldier in that gallant band did half as well as he did. He lay concealed throughout the war and so preserved his honor. That unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
In every doughty deed, he always took the lead. That unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
That they would all be shot unless they left the service. Our hero hesitated not so marvelous his nervous. He sent his resignation in the first of all his call. That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
To men of close and play, he always showed the way. That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plaza Toro. That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plaza Toro.
Nothing, I trust, that you will ever have reason to repent.
Nay, Lewis, it may not be. I have embraced you for the last time.
Casilda!
I have just learned to my surprise and indignation that I was wed in babyhood to the infant son of the King of Barataria.
The son of the King of Barataria? The child who was stolen in infancy by the Inquisition?
The same, but of course you know his story.
Know his story? Why, I've often told you that my mother was the nurse to whose charge he was entrusted.
True, I had forgotten. Well, he has been discovered here in Venice, and my father has brought me here to claim his hand.
But you will not recognize this marriage. It took place when you were too young to understand its import.
Nay, Lewis, respect my principles and cease to torture me with such vain entreaties. Henceforth my life is another's.
But stay! The present and the future, they are another's. But the past, that at least is ours, and none can take it from us. If we may revel in naught else, let us revel in that.
I don't think I grasp your meaning.
Yet it is logical enough. You say you ceased to love me.
I say I may not love you.
Ah, but you do not say you did not love me.
Oh, I loved you with a frenzy that words are powerless to express, and that but 10 brief minutes since.
Exactly, my own. That is until 10 minutes since, my own. My lately loved, my recently adored. Tell me that up to, say, a quarter of an hour ago, you were all in all to me.
Oh, Louis, see your idea. It's ingenious, but oh, don't do that.
There can be no harm in reveling in the past.
None whatever. But an embrace may not be taken to act retrospectively. You may recollect an embrace. I recollect many, but we must not repeat them.
Then let us recollect a few. Ah, Casilda, you were to me as the sun is to the earth.
A quarter of an hour ago.
About that.
And to think that, but for this miserable discovery, you would have been mine own for life.
Through life to death. A quarter of an hour ago.
Oh, how greedily my thirsty ears would have drunk those sweet, golden words a quarter. Well, it's now about 20 minutes since.
About that.
Oh, and now our love is but a silent, solemn memory.
Must it be so, Casilda?
Louis, it must be so.
There was a time forever gone. How woe is me. It was no crime to love but thee alone. How woe is me. One heart, one life, one soul, one aim, one goal. Each in each other's thrall, each on in all. Ah, woe is me, ah, woe is me. Oh, Betty, Betty, let the grave close o'er the days that were, that never will be more. Oh, Betty, Betty, love that's all condemned, and let the world read its requiem. Dead as the lost year's slaves that gathered
let the grave close o'er the days that were, that never will be more. Oh, bury, bury love that e'er condemn, and let the world mourn its
Del Valero, and the Grand Inquisitor of Spain. It was his distinction who so thoughtfully abstracted your infant husband and brought him to Venice.
So this is the little lady who is so unexpectedly called upon to assume the functions of royalty. And a very nice little lady, too.
Jim, isn't she?
Distinctly, Jim. Allow me.
Oh!
Naughty temper.
We must make some allowance. Her Majesty's hand is little turned by an access of dignity.
I could have wished that Her Majesty's access of dignity had turned it in this direction.
Unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, there seems to be some little doubt as to His Majesty's whereabouts.
A doubt as to his whereabouts, then we may yet be saved.
A doubt? Oh dear, no. No doubt at all. He is here, in Venice, plying the modest but picturesque calling of a gondolier. I can give you his address. I see him every day. In the entire annals of our history, there is absolutely no circumstance so entirely free from all manner of doubt of any kind whatever. Listen, and I'll tell you all about it. I stole the prince and I brought him here and left him gaily prattling with a highly respectable gondolier who promised the royal babe to rear and teach him the trade of a time and year with his own beloved brattling. Both of the babes were strong and stout and considering all things clever. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
But owing I'm much disposed to fear to his terrible taste for tippling, that highly respectable gondolier could never declare with a mind sincere which of the two is his offspring dear and which the royal stripling. Which was which he could never make out despite his best endeavor. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
Time sped, and when at the end of a year I sought that infant cherished, that highly respectable gondolier was lying a corpse on his humble bier, I dropped a grand inquisitor's tear. The gondolier had perished. A taste for drink combined with gout had doubled him up forever. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
The children followed his old career, the statesman can't be parried. Of the highly respectable gondolier, well, one of the two will soon be here. But which of the two it is not quite clear is a royal prince you married. Search in and out and round about, and you'll discover never a tale so free from every doubt, or probable possible shadow of doubt, or possible doubt whatever.
A tale so free from every doubt, or probable possible shadow of doubt, or possible doubt whatever.
One of two gondoliers, but it is impossible to tell which.
Without any doubt of any kind whatever. But be reassured,
The nurse to whom your husband is entrusted is the mother of the musical young man who is such a past master of that delicately modulated instrument. She can no doubt establish the king's identity beyond all question.
Heavens! How did he know that?
My young friend, a grand inquisitor is always up to date. His mother is at present the wife of a highly respectable and old-established brigand who carries out an extensive practice in the mountains around Cordova. Accompanied by two of my emissaries, he will set off at once for his mother's address. She will return with them, and if she has any difficulty in making up her mind, the persuasive influence of the torture chamber will jog her memory.
Bond, bless my heart, consider my position. I am the wife of one, that's very clear. Bond, who can tell, except my intuition, which is the prince and which the gondolier?
Submit to fate without unseemly wrangle. Such complications frequently occur. Life is one closely complicated tangle. Death is the only true unraveler.
Try we lifelong, we can never straighten out life's tangled skein. Why should we in vain endeavor guess and guess and guess again?
Life's a pudding full of plums. As a candle that benumbs.
Life's a pudding full of plums. Care's a canker that benumbs. When the waste of elocution of impossible solution, life's a pleasant institution. Let us take it as it comes. Let us take it as it comes. Set aside the dulling
Moonlight takes the place of shade. When
You'll marry, Mary, maid. Every song becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong.
When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure tarries. Every song becomes a song. All is right and nothing wrong. Now in care and aching sorrow, yet she gone until tomorrow. Jealousy's incredible, evil things of yesterday. When you marry, merry maiden, then the air with joy is laden. All the corners of the earth ring with music sweetly played. Worry is melodious mirth, grief is joy in masquerade. Solemn night is laughing
Night is laughing
day.
The year is merry, maid.
All the year is merry. All the year is merry, 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 merry. All the year is merry,
And now our lives are going to begin in real earnest. What's a bachelor? A mere nothing. He's a chrysalis. He can't be said to live. He exists.
What a wonderful institution marriage is. Why have we wasted so much time? Why didn't we marry 10 years ago?
Because you couldn't find anybody nice enough. Because you were waiting for us.
Oh, I suppose that was the reason. We were waiting for you without knowing it.
Good morning. If this gentleman is an undertaker, it's a bad omen.
Ceremony of some sort going on?
He is an undertaker. No, a little unimportant family gathering. Nothing in your line.
Somebody's birthday, I suppose.
Yes, mine.
and mine.
And mine.
And mine.
Curious coincidence. And how old may you all be?
It's a rude question, but about 10 minutes.
Remarkably fine children, but surely you're jesting.
In other words, we were married about 10 minutes since.
Married? You don't mean to say you are married?
Oh, yes, we are married.
What, both of you?
All four of us.
Bless my heart, how extremely awkward.
You don't mind, I suppose? You were not thinking of either of us for yourself, I presume. Giuseppe, look at him, he was always heartbroken.
Oh no, I wasn't.
Now, my man, we don't want anything in your line today. And if your curiosity is satisfied, you can go.
You mustn't call me your man. It's a liberty. I don't think you know who I am.
Not we, indeed. We are jolly Gondoliers, the sons of Baptisto Palmieri, who led the last revolution. Republicans, heart and soul, we hold all men to be equal. As we abhor oppression, we abhor kings. As we detest vainglory, we detest rank. As we despise effeminacy, we despise wealth. We are Venetian Gondoliers, your equals in everything except our calling, and in that at once your masters and your servants.
Bless my heart, how unfortunate. One of you may be Baptisto's son, for anything I know to the contrary. But the other is no less a personage than the only son of the late king of Barataria.
What?
And I trust it was that one who slapped me on the shoulder and called me his man.
One of us brothers?
Barataria.
But which is it?
What does it matter? As you are both Republicans and hold kings in detestation, of course you'll abdicate at once. Good morning.
No, don't do that.
Well, As to that, of course, there are kings and kings. When I say that I detest kings, I mean I detest bad kings.
I see. It's a delicate distinction.
Quite so. Now I can conceive a kind of king, an ideal king. The creature of my fancy, you know, who would be absolutely unobjectionable. A king, for instance, who would abolish taxes and make everything cheap, except gondolas.
And give a great many free entertainments to the gondoliers.
And let off fireworks on the Grand Canal and engage all the gondolas for the occasion.
And scramble money on the Rialto amongst the gondoliers.
Such a king would be a blessing to his people. And if I were a king, that is the sort of king I would be.
And so would I.
Come, I'm glad to find your objections are not insuperable.
Oh, they're not insuperable.
No, they're not insuperable.
Besides, we are open to conviction.
Yes, they are open to conviction.
Oh, yes, they've often been convicted.
Our views may have been hastily formed on insufficient grounds. They may be crude, ill-digested, erroneous. I've a very poor opinion of the politician who is not open to conviction.
Oh, he's a fine fellow. Yes, that's the sort of politician for my money.
Then we'll consider it settled. Now, as the country is in a state of insurrection, it is absolutely necessary that you should assume the reins of government at once. And until it is ascertained which of you is to be king, I have arranged that you should reign jointly, so that no question can arise hereafter as to the validity of any of your acts.
As one individual.
As one individual.
Like this.
Something like that.
And we may take our friends with us and give them places about the court.
Undoubtedly, that's always done.
Oh, I'm convinced. So am I.
Then the sooner we're off, the better. We'll just run home and pack up a few things.
Stop. That won't do at all. Ladies are not admitted.
What?
Not admitted. Not at present. Afterwards, perhaps. We'll see.
Why, you don't mean to say you are going to separate us from our wives?
Oh dear, this is very awkward. Only for a short time. A few months. After all, what is a few months?
But we've only been married for half an hour. I say you cannot have the better lives to part from those to whom an hour ago we were united. Before a flowing hope you stem a look at it, and pause before you till this blown uninvited. You men can never understand that hold on the hand
Do not give way to this uncalled for grief. Your separation will be very brief. To ascertain which is the king and which the other, to Barataria's court I'll bring his foster mother. Her former nursling to declare she'll be delighted. That settled, let each happy pair be reunited.
Viva, his argument is strong. Viva, will not be parted long. Viva, it will be settled soon. Viva, then comes the honeymoon. Viva, viva, viva.
Then one of us will be a queen and sit on a golden throne, with a crown instead of a hat and a head and diamonds all in a row, with a beautiful robe of golden green I've always understood. I wonder whether she'd wear a feather. I rather think she should.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen.
She'll drive about in a carriage and pair with the king on the left-hand side, and a milk-white horse is a matter of course whenever she wants to ride. With beautiful silver shoes she'll wear upon her dainty feet, and endless stocks of beautiful frocks, and as much as she wants to eat.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen.
Whenever she condescends to walk, be sure she'll shine at that. With a haughty stare and nose in the air like a well-born aristocrat. At elegant high society talks, she'll bear away her brow with her how do you do and how are you, and I trust I see you well.
Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. Oh, half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen. And noble lords will scrape and bow and double themselves in two, and open their eyes in blank surprise at whatever she likes to do. And everybody will roundly vow she's fair as flowers in May, and say how clever at whatsoever she condescends to say. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair, but a right down regular royal queen. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. A right down regular royal queen.
Replying we sing as one individual, as I find I'm a king to my kingdom. I bid you all, I'm aware you object to pavilions and palaces, but you'll find I respect your republican palaces. You'll find I respect your republican palaces.
As they know we object to pavilions and palaces, how can they respect our republican palaces?
For everyone who feels inclined, some post we undertake to find, congenial with his frame of mind, we all shall equal be.
The Chancellor in his barouche, the Earl, the Marquis, and the Duke, the groom, the butler, and the cook, they all shall equal be.
The aristocrat who banks the coots, the aristocrat who hunts and shoots, the aristocrat who cleans our boots, they all shall equal be.
The noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who cleans the plate,
the lord who rules the great wait, we all shall equal be.
The Lord High Bishop Orthodox, the Lord High Coachman on the box,
The Lord High Vagabond in this box, they all shall equal be.
on everyone
Who feels inclined to post, we undertake to find, congenial with his frame of mind, congenial with his frame of mind, they all shall equal be. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be.
Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be.
Conflicting feelings rend my soul apart. The thought of royal dignity elates me, but leaving thee behind me breaks my heart.
There, oh my love, on board you must be getting, but while upon the sea you gave lost, remember that a heart for thee is fretting, the tender little heart you bred at home. The moment ever wishes you when you're away, it's understood you will be good and not to blame. To every trace of maiden grace you will be blind, and when a glance of money charms a womankind, if you are wise, you'll shut your eyes till we arrive, and not address a lady less than 45. You'll please to frown at every gown that you may see, and love may pledge you and forget you married me. I to anyone. You'll sit and mope all day, I hope, and shed a tear upon the line your little wife is passing here. And if so be you think of me, please tell her more. I'll read it all in ways that fall on Gallagher. You'll be so kind as tell the wind how you may be, and send me words by little birds to comfort me. And oh, my darling, oh, my friends, whatever else you may forget, in yonder all beyond the sea, do not forget you've married me.
Despotism strict combined with